Are you concerned about how artificial intelligence will be established? Well, it doesn't seem great for us people as Tesla's AI supercomputer is preparing to take over. Elon discovered this is the hard way when his goal of a million robot taxis by 2020 failed to materialize as he had predicted. Thus, if you're like the majority of people, you're definitely curious about how this new technology will affect your daily life. And maybe more crucially, you're undoubtedly concerned about whether your employment will be affected. There's no need to worry. I'm here to assure you, in fact, everyone will benefit from Tesla's new AI supercomputer. Hey guys, welcome to Investor Facts, where you may learn about investing and how to make the best financial decisions for your life. Make sure you click the subscription button and enable the notification bell if you haven't already. Share, like, and comment. Now, let us try to define directly what we understand by neutral networking training. What really is happening there? Thus, an artificial intelligence brain is simply a large network of calculations. To give the idea some familiar context, we call every calculations a neuron. Artificial intelligence or AI neurons are modeled after human brain neurons, which receive and process data for thinking and action. These neurons are the first stop for any information entering a neural network. Each and every one processes the input using a straightforward calculation before sending it to the next suitable neuron for additional processing to get the output. The weights and biases that are given to each neuron will dictate the route that a signal takes through the system. The weights control how strongly those neurons are connected to one another. Consequently, visualize your self-driving Tesla traveling along the highway. When a large animal, such as a moose, suddenly runs onto the road, any output should produce the required outcome if your neural network has been properly trained. Just as a car would if it saw a red light and applied the brakes to stop at the line. The car would be regarded as having made a mistake if it unexpectedly floored the pedal when it saw the red light. The margin of error would be extremely large in that scenario. Reducing the difference between what you anticipate the car to do and what it really does is the main goal of training a neural network. Tesla needs to use each instance in which your car makes a specific error and tries to murder you to modify the weights and biases of the corresponding neurons. You can then try again and observe the results with the expectation that the margin of error will be smaller. The only method to correctly train the AI for this type of real-world scenario is to simply constantly repeat the input, tweak the weights, and apply biases till the margin of error drops below a predefined level. This technique is known as backpropagation. Therefore, remember that whenever you see a footage of a self-driving Tesla deciding at random to kamikaze into a concrete pillar, you are observing the outcome of an input that was transmitted along the incorrect pathway of neurons and resulted in an error. This was brought on by an incorrect pairing of weights and biases. The signal was intended to be output from the neurons for a hard left turn, but rather it was passed through the neurons for driving straight. Consider how big a neural network would need to be to enable a self-driving car. Each potential course of action necessitates a separate network of neurons and trillions of potential calculations. To further reduce error, Tesla must run new data through the whole neural network and adjust the weights and biases for each neuron each time they want to train the network with new data. Given that Tesla updates the FSD beta program with new versions every few weeks, the network is probably being retrained every week. And this training process calls for enormous processing power, enough to perform billions and trillions of simultaneous operations every second. The phrase floating point operations per second, or flops, is frequently used to describe these calculations. Modern supercomputers' top tier has only recently surpassed the exaflop scale, which is equivalent to 1 quintillion operations per second. Therefore, the faster Tesla can retain and iterate on its FSD software, the sooner they can achieve their ultimate objective of a completely autonomous car that does not require human monitoring. The volume information will increase as more people purchase Tesla's 1.3 million units delivered in 2022. Use full self-driving and perform so. As more people use these features, more computer power will be needed to keep up with the present pace of repetition. This is the idea underlying Tesla's Dojo product development. Therefore, We will talk about Dojo. Vertical process integration is standard operating procedure at Tesla and every other Elon Musk company. This implies that you create your own customized version of a product rather than purchasing it from a third party. Sometimes you just have to do it yourself if you want it done well. Supercomputers are now essential infrastructure in the age of AI. Tesla does not want to be dependent on an organization like Nvidia for its computer. They really would like to form a joint venture, which is how Dojo come about. Even those of us that are not professional engineers could still take a glance at something such as an electric car, a battery, or even humanoid robot and have a fairly strong appreciation and understanding for how it works and what it's doing. Undoubtedly, Tesla's most esoteric and unknowable item falls into this category. However, Dojo is really on a completely different level, so it's more crucial to understand why this is significant and why Tesla is acting in this way than it is to discuss how Dojo functions or what exactly it is doing. Dojo's top benefit is the savings in hardware costs and power usage that it provides. As a result, Tesla is now running a large cluster of Nvidia's top-tier A100 GPUs. Tesla had reported collected 7,360 A100 chips with 80 gigabytes of memory apiece as of August of 2022, which would have made it the seventh most potent supercomputer known to exist at the time. The big news here is that Tesla claims that by tailoring Dojo for their specific need of neural network training, they can replace 5 entire cabinets of NVIDIA GPUs with a single Dojo cabinet. Dojo's computing power isn't as important as its scalability. You could just pack a whole warehouse of GPU racks and have much computing power as you need if money, energy, and other resources were unlimited. Furthermore, because there are limited resources available around the world, efficiency is valued more highly, maximizing the utilization of the resources we do have. As 2023 approaches, Tesla will most likely begin phasing in their own Dojo tiles rather than simply purchasing more and more NVIDIA GPUs, allowing them to keep increasing their available computer power at a very high percentage while simultaneously seeing a reduced increase in cost and power consumption. Dojo, rather than serving as an example of where Tesla is currently with artificial intelligence, is a reflection of where Tesla is headed in the future. Elon Musk clearly mentioned that Dojo isn't even required to achieve Tesla's short-term objective in 2020 on Twitter and on a business earnings call the previous year. He clearly stated to investors that Dojo is not essential for fully autonomous driving. However, it is a price reduction on collecting enormous volumes of video data. Furthermore, a faster growth rate allows for faster progress, requiring shorter iteration intervals and faster model training. Therefore, why is Tesla even developing Dojo and making it the main attraction of their AI Day event for the past 2 years if they don't need it to achieve their aim of a completely autonomous vehicle? I should think that this is a perfectly evident hint that Tesla does not view Level 5 autonomy as the completion of their AI research and development. That will be simply one major milestone in a much longer journey toward automation and deep learning. Of course, a significant factor in it is the Tesla bot. As difficult as it has been demonstrated to make a robot learn to operate a vehicle like human, consider the scale of the neural network needed for a robot to live alongside people, explore the world, understand the language, and pick up new skills. In comparison, the robotaxi appears to be overly simplistic. Tesla is preparing for the big presentation then. They are aware that one of the most important resources in the contemporary world will be computation. In order to drive bigger advancements in the AI networks, firms will continually seek out more and more computer power. The challenge is to arrive there without exhausting our energy and chip-making resources to the extent that we just hit a stumbling block and are no longer able to advance. Therefore, Dojo is Tesla's solution to a very significant spiritual challenge, which may ultimately make it the most important item they currently produce. The future has come, and it is fantastic. The prospect of the future inspires us. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.